All right, welcome to Miss Taylor's class notes, and today we're going to talk about application, which is just a fancy way of saying word problems. So we need to remember that our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We need to remember that rate of change means slope or m or rise over run. So back in Unit 1, we kind of talked about word problems. We talked about slope words. Are things like per, each, every, monthly. It's our miles per hour, our words per minute. And we talked about our y-intercept, which were words like initial, beginning, start, one-time cost, subscription fee, things like that. So let's look at our first word problem and let's figure some of this stuff out. So a submarine, oh, come on, is 700 meters below sea level. And is ascending, which is a fancy word for coming up, at a rate of 35 meters an hour. So our per, each, every, or an hour is going to be 35 is going to be our slope, and it's going up, so we know that slope is going to be positive, which makes 700 our y-intercept. But because it's below, our y-intercept is going to be negative. So now we can use these two pieces of information, and y equals 35x minus 700. So now we're going to take our equation that we just created, y equals 35x minus 700. Oh, I didn't put my x in there. If you get lost, always hit your home button, not equals x. Sometimes we're going to have to zoom out for this data, but it wants to know the height of the submarine after 6 hours. So I'm going to hit my table. I'm going to type in 6. So they are negative 490 feet below sea level when they, after 6 hours of coming up. So our next question is, how long will it take for the submarine to meet the surface? And so for this one, we need to do a little bit of math. So when they reach the surface, they're going to be 0 feet below sea level. So 35x minus 700. So we're going to go plus 700 plus 700. So 700 equals 35x. Then we're going to divide by 35, divide by 35. And so it's going to take them 20 hours to reach the surface or reach 0 miles below, 0 feet, meters below sea level. All right, Kyra spends $75 at the craft fair on supplies for bracelets. She's going to sell each bracelet for $7.50. So 7.5 is going to be our slope, which means our y-intercept is $75, but because she spent it and not made it, it's going to be negative. So now we can write our equation. Y equals 7.5x minus 75. So we want to know how much she has made after selling each bracelet. So you can use Desmos, but I'm actually going to show you how to do this math way, and we're going to go back to what we talked about during Unit 2, which is our function notation. So if we use our function notation, we're going to plug 20 in for x. So f of 20 equals 7.5. We replace the x again with 20 minus 75. So I'm going to plug this into my calculator. And once I plug it into my calculator, f of 20 is going to equal $75. So now our question is, how many bracelets must she sell before she can make a profit? So we want to know when her money is 0, actually when it's more than 0. So 7.5x minus 75. So our first step is we're going to add 75 to both sides. So we get 75 equals 7.5x. Then we're going to divide. 75 divided by 7.5 is going to equal x. which is going to mean 10. So she needs to sell 10 bracelets before she breaks even. She needs to sell 11 bracelets to make a profit. All right, so I want you to try these next two on your own, and I want you to check them with the completed class notes.